This is fair use, fair use. I do not get paid or benefit from none of these videos. According to the Act 1976 Act, this is only for educational purposes only. So, thank you. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all glory and praises to my power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakahach Badash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well and is worthy for double honors. To you, I want to say shalom, and shalom to the hopeful elect, scattered in the four corners of the earth, that's praising the names of Yahweh or Yahweh Shai daily. To you, I want to say shalom. This is your brother Nakar. Come out with another edifying lesson. Just a little short, quick lesson. And I'll probably name this title of this video, Cuba in Crisis. As you can see, field soldiers spark massive blackouts and protests. Now, if you haven't been updated on what's going on in Cuba, right now, they don't have any more fuel, which this video going to say it, and they was going up energy reserves. Technically, when Trump captured Moderna, I guess the South America president, Cuba was receiving 40% of their fuel and oil sources from South America. You see, now you got this situation with 10 million people. You know, it's an outrage. You know, they want to blame the communists and all that, but the whole time, these damn devils, they want to push their democracy over there, you know, just to take over more territory and land. You know, we're telling you, this man, he's a goddamn devil, man, the so-called self-proclaimed white man, Esau. You know, they is the one, when this war started, and when they captured that person Moderna, I guess I'm saying his name right, this is when Cuba started going to shit. And not just Cuba, it's other places too. The Philippines run out of gas. All these places are being hit heavily. But see, you people over here in the West, y'all seen it a little bit with the gas prices, but just wait until this shit hit the fan, really. You know. But we're gonna play a little bit of this video and just flow with the spirit.
Welcome back. Cuba is in crisis. Its communist government admitting the country has completely run out of fuel, triggering massive blackouts, sparking new protests. The U.S. has offered, get this, $100 million in aid. But so far, Cuba's regime has not accepted it. They don't like the conditions. Meantime, while President Trump was in China, which is one of Cuba's closest allies, maybe their only one, he dispatched CIA Director John Ratcliffe to Havana.
You know, mind you, let's go to Psalms 83, because we keep telling y'all, at the end of the day, these nations are working together. And now I guess the Cuban leaders, it's not coming with the regime, because they know better not to trust the devil. And then, you know, it's some jakes over there in Cuba also. You know, I believe that's the tribe of Manasseh. Like some of them are jakes over there. You see what I'm saying? Let's get this Psalms 83, verse 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tulip, and they hate thee to have lifted up thy head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consult against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. You see, so all these heathen nations have come together, mainly not only against you, Jacob, but against the whole entire world. Because if this supposed to be China allies, why not China sending in money and aid? They just letting them rot and letting Babylon the Great, you know, this damn devil, you know, basically trying to take over Cuba. You know, because I asked AI, you know, why do U.S. want Cuba? And you gonna also hear in the video also. And it just go to show you that how much control that these devils have, man. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, what's going on in Cuba is going to happen to Babylon the Great. And most of y'all just can't see it. Because remember, Cuba was just a normal, regular, you know, everyday lives. And then all of a sudden, bam, it just happened. And what they say, peace, sun is peace, and then sun will be sun destruction. Let's get it. First, I think it's here, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as a travail upon a woman with a child, and they should not escape. And that's what's happened over there. That after that president was captured and then like this war started, the people will start getting affected like that overnight. You see what I'm saying? Let's play a little bit more of the video.
To meet with what's left of the Cuban officials, the message: There might be a small window here to stabilize the country and possibly reset relations with the Trump administration. We'll see if Cuba and China are paying attention and if this government perhaps will leave. Another major development, the Justice Department is reportedly preparing to indict former Cuban leader Raul Castro for the 1996 shoot-down of 2 unarmed humanitarian planes, an attack that killed 4 people. Joining us now about that indictment and so much more and what's happening on the ground in Cuba is the former mayor of Miami and the son of Cuban immigrants, Francis Suarez. Mayor, great to see you. Your thoughts about the significance of that indictment?
I think what it does is it lays the predicate for a clear and consistent strategy that President Trump has articulated and executed from Venezuela to Iran to now Cuba. He's been warning Cuba already for months.
Venezuela, that's what it was. Kept saying South America. It's over there, still over there, but yeah. That's what Trump is, that's what this damn devil is doing. Trying to seize these certain lands, you know. That's also part of the Great Israel Project also. You see? Let's keep on going. That's why I think about Venezuela.
Giving them sort of a heads up that this is where his focus is going next. And this impending indictment, which could come on May 20th, which is the day of Cuban independence next week.
Basically, they want to turn Cuba into a democracy. Basically, try to make it a part of America. You see what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. Expand their lands. You know, this is what these devils do. They go over there, have agent provocateurs over there causing the chaos so they can come in and be the hero. This is what Esau do. Esau love to cause a problem and come up with a solution. You see what I'm saying? But they just wicked. Let's get this. Book of Job, chapter 20, verse 11. His bones are full of sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Through the wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it underneath his tongue. Right, because this damn devil, they're like a serpent. They're very charming and make it sound good. Because I did a video like a month ago. Let me see if I can find it. I probably can't. Like 2 months ago, a month ago. And I just showed you how Cuba, they was already getting bad, but now it's getting worse and worse. And this devil kept talking about, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. You see, if I can find it, I probably can't. It's all good if I can't. But let's go to it. I think it's up here somewhere. Because probably can't find it, but I know I did a video somewhere on it. Yeah, uproars in Cuba, blackout energy crisis, right there. So it's been a month ago. Now it has doubled. It has gotten even worse over there. You see what I'm saying? Well, that's what the news said. That's what it's showing us. But this damn devil, he got his hand in everything, man. This is what he do. You see? Let's just play a little bit more of the video.
Week is the clearest indication that the president is extremely serious, that, as you said, there's a small window for the Cuban government to negotiate an exit, and that if they fail to do so, he's going to do what he's done in these other cases. He's going to act, and he may remove Raul Castro and other members of the government and begin the process of helping Cuba to become a democracy.
And where have we seen this game plan before? Noriega in the 80s, Maduro a few months ago, and now Castro. And guess who knows that? Castro. The guy's in his 80s. Do you think?
So what he doing is trying to take out all the leaders who have power. You see, I think they said Castro, or this guy and Maduro, they already took out from Venezuela. So they want to seize the land. This is what these damn devils want to do. So they want to take out the great leaders that people follow. And they talking about, oh, they in trouble. They want to be free. Man, ain't no wrong with those damn people. You see what I'm saying? Y'all just damn wicked.
He's going to get a choice, you know, go to Turkey or someplace else, or go to jail?
If you look at what the president has done, and I think it's been very smart, I call it the boa constrictor strategy. He has continued to exert more and more pressure while negotiating at the same time. He has given every single person an exit. He's given them an opportunity to leave. Unfortunately, a lot of them either don't believe in his resolve or in his will, or they, for some reason, think that they can't leave or shouldn't leave, and so they dig in. And that has been to disastrous consequences. So the president has articulated the strategy. He's executed executing the strategy. He's putting more pressure. And so I think that there will be a small window. If they don't take that window, my guess is that the United States will act and frankly create generational change in this hemisphere once again, which, by the way, has tremendous implications for immigration or illegal immigration. And it has implications for our enemies who are using Cuba as a base of operations.
And Mayor, when you send John Radcliffe over there at the same time your president's in Beijing, what message is the Trump administration sending?
The message he's sending is that he's very serious, that the window is closing, that it is unacceptable that Cuba continues to be used as a base of operations for our enemies, potentially spying operations, which is why the CIA head is going down there to Cuba, that it has to stop.
And you know China's spying,
that
right?
That may be one of the conditions of AIDS.
I mean, 90 miles
Of
off
course.
the coast, you know it's a spy place.
China's been spying. Russia was spying before then with the KGB. The KGB trained the Cubans to be spies as well. And they've used that training to infiltrate Latin America throughout the entire history of my lifetime and do what they do best, which is to export ideology, which creates poverty, which creates immigration pressure in the United States. And that's how they put pressure on the U.S. That's why Cuba is such a threat to the United States.
So, Mr. Mayor,
So technically, they're just suppressing them in their household. Either you leave Cuba or you stay, you become American, and you join a democracy. That's basically what these damn devils are doing. I had to pull it up, but let's get Micah 2-1. I went to the wrong thing. Micah 2-1. Okay, that's what they're doing. Micah 2-1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in a power of their hand. And they covet the fields and take them by violence and houses, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And this is what these damn devils doing. They basically going to drive out all the top communist leaders and then cut off their damn supply to the point that they have no choice but to make an agreement with America. And then and the people either is going to migrate somewhere or become part of the system and of this damn democracy. You see, and we giving y'all a warning. The same thing happening to these other nations is going to happen to Babylon the Great, because they're going to try to push a new world order just like that. Chaos, agent provocateurs, making the people make a decision. You see what I'm saying? Because right now Cuba is basically in that squeeze right now. All the people there, I know, if you don't have your how about Shimi Awashad, that's going to bug you out. They said after 6 or 7 o'clock, that means that the lights go out, because they keep tapping into their energy stores, their last little bit they got left to keep the lights on. So basically people got fired and everything. But you know how the news, the damn devil control the news, so he's making it more than what it is. But that's what they're doing. They want to violate taking, they have just like Venezuela. They took that, now they want to validate Cuba. You see what I'm saying? Certain important parts. This is what they're doing, And this damn devil, see, one thing is, they always want to put Jake as a front of chaos in his world, but this damn devil Esau, man, when he does this, it's justified. They talking about, free the people. You should see the comment section. I'm going to go to the comment section. And the comment section is just ridiculous, man. He said, he said, God bless the good people of Cuba and communism. You see what I'm saying? But it's happening over there in China. Ain't nobody saying that shit over there to them. They rather say the regime instead of their people. 40 years Cuba has suffered under communism for 66 years now. Well, you're going to suffer underneath of their democracy also. Because you Americans, y'all delusional. You're not free over here. Now, you're wicked, but you're definitely not free. You in a fucked up system also. And that's just a little bit of the just a little bit of the comments I wanted to show. I won't go into all of them, but just to show you that these people is they are forwarding what Babylon the Great is doing. Like I'm pretty sure that they know that they cutting off the supplies from Cuba. That's the reason why it's blackout. There's no fuel because of America, because of the whore. They're the reason why you're not receiving no resources. I'm gonna ask that too. let's play the last little bit. Let's go to AI mode.
In the last minute we have, we know there was Iraqi exiles who said, we'll go back there and we're going to be taking over the government and we're going to be loved. And there wasn't enough of them and they didn't have it. They've been missing for too long. When you talk about the Cuban exiles, would they go back, the ones you talked to? And would they be accepted in the new Cuba, which will have, what, 40 years of communism in their backdrop?
When Cuba's free, I don't think there's going to be a shortage of Cuban Americans who are going to want to go back to the country, myself included, and are going to want to be part of the reconstruction of Cuba. Obviously, we're going to be very sensitive to Cubans who have been there for a generation, suffering under this communist control. But there's not going to be a shortage of people from Miami. They're going to want to see the country thrive. They're going to want to invest in Cuba when the conditions are right, when they believe that their investments are going to be protected and they're not going to be taken by the Cuban government.
Yeah, I think we're at the doorstep now, and for you and your family, I can just imagine how hopeful you must be. Mayor Francis Suarez, thanks so much.
So, as you can hear, they suffering over communism, and American want to come in and save the day. Well, you're going to suffer even more in a democracy. You see? Let's go ahead and get the AI mode view. So I asked him, why do U.S. want Cuba? The United States wants to force a fundamental regime change in Cuba to dismantle its communism political structure. My thing is, why not you just, why can't you do the same thing in China? If you care about communism so much. You see what I'm saying? All right, so talk about that. Let's keep going. So if they really care about dismantling the communists, why they ain't doing nothing about China and how China ran that country? But anyway, political structure, eliminate a close ally of foreign adversaries like China and Russia. And they just said about Russia having training spies over there and all of that. And secure strategy, maritime trade, military routes in the Western Hemisphere. So also just to boost up their military basic power in space. You see what I'm saying? Historical and to a contemporary politics, the U.S. focus on controlling the reform of Cuba stems from several critical geopolitical, domestic, and economic factors. Strategy and geographic maritime control. Key to the Gulf. Cuba sits just 90 miles off the coast of Florida. It occupies highly strategic geographical position that acts like as a gateway to the Gulf of Mexico and crucial Caribbean sea lanes. Supply chain security, controlling the navigation of corrodes, if I said that right, around Cuba ensures that the protection vital U.S. energy, commercial trade, and military transit routes is functioning similar how to Strait Hormuz decades to global shipping security. So basically just more security and more land, more control. But I want to ask, is it U.S. fault for Cuba crisis? I'm just wondering what it's going to say. Then we're going to close it out. When the severe humanitarian, if I said that right, in an economic crisis in Cuba, is a fault of the United States, is a subject intense global debate in a situation driven by a combination of aggressive U.S. economic blockades and internal systematic failures by the Cuban government. See, it's the blockades, man, because you cutting off the fuel supplies and resources getting to the people. That's what you're doing. You basically afflicted those people. You say, you know what, we gonna have our boats and ships block this to the point that you can't even get more supplies until you have a regime change, man. This man the damn devil, man. Why he just came out his business? The crisis has escalated dramatically, leaving the island completely out of oil reserves, suffering from near total power grid collapse, and faces severe food and medication shortages. Experts and policymakers generally divides the blame into two primary perspectives that agree that it is the U.S. fault. Eternal Christian proponents of this view, including the government and numerous international bodies like the United Nations, agree that Washington target politicals are directly designed to engineer human regime, humanitarian collapse of forced regime change. Yeah, and that's what they're doing. The energy blockade. The U.S. administration enacted an executive order imposing secondary tariffs on any country supplying oil to Cuba. This effectively cut off the vital petroleum imports from historic allies like Mexico and Venezuela. Remember, he just not captured Venezuela, but basically took the president, directly causing the current nation worldwide blackout crisis over there. Financial isolation. By maintaining Cuba on the state's sponsor on terrorism list and a blacklist, military-run business networks which control much island's banking and tourism. U.S. has crippled Cuba's ability to engage global communist processes, international payments, or attract foreign investments. Weaponized aid. While U.S. State Department offered $100 million humanitarian aid package, it attracted conditions required political and structural reforms. Critics view this as exploiting domestic suffering for political leverage. And that's what they do. They're trying to offer you something. They want you to take a deal. They want them to sign. See, they basically want all the Cuban communist leaders to give up, surrender, and come into democracy. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. Now, the second part is they want to blame the government and their and the communism and shit like that. So to argue that it's Cuba government's fault. I'm gonna skim through this part because the main part is the first part. Failure to devise to pay debts. Everybody in debt, especially America. Say produce 4,800 barrels of Cuban oil daily. Blah blah blah. Refuse to pay the market. Mislocated resources. Which this and that. So you got the main point. So basically, they want to seize that land and goddamn Babylon the Great forced them into that predicament, really, man. You know? But, hey, that's mainly it, you know? Ain't nothing else to bring out. I really just hit the main points. You know, this is going to probably be the part 2 of Cuban crisis and how it's getting worse and worse for the people. You see what I'm saying? How they're trying to force them to become a democracy. You know, Cuba of America. That's what they want to probably name it. But, hey, Lord willing, if I let you edify, you got something from it, you know, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. I want to give all glory and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Chwadash, Shalom.